Hey guys, this is Naren Zay with the Hammer Bros, and I'm bringing you my after-action report for the Bragging Rights Team Tournament. So this was my first team tournament. I'd never entered one of these before. Larry and Travis got a hold of me, and they asked if I would join their team, and I happily accepted. I was very excited to play with some of the guys who are some of the top Northeast players and guys who go to the ETC World Tournament and Masters and stuff like that. So I was very excited. So I was playing vampire counts, and I was playing Laro's list the uh, from the Unplugged Gaming Tournament and the list that he's been running for a while, I guess. Um, anyway, we'll go into game one. So game one, I get matched up against the identical list. We're literally playing the exact same vampire counts list. So I look at him, and he looks at me. I tell him I'm not moving because I don't want to risk, losing points for my team when the gentleman that I drew was one of their stronger players. So they told me just draw and don't get yourself in any bad positions if you don't need to. Well, since we both have Death Magic and a Terrorgeist, if I move up first, I'm in a bad position because then he's going to be able to Death Magic me first and scream at me first. So I sit there because why would I put myself in danger? So he moves up a little bit like so, and I pass. And then he passes, and then I pass, and I shake his hand, and that's the end of the game. So my first experience is, I drove 6 hours to play in this team tournament, and I really don't get to play my first game. And that's not exactly what you're looking for. But I knew that this was going to be one of the things that I might have to do, so I wasn't discouraged or disappointed. I sucked it up. And our team ended up getting, I think, 50 points out of this match, or close to it, 47, something like that. So we won our first round. So that was a great feeling. So now we go to round two. Round two puts me up against Bretonia. And, I'm very excited about this matchup. I know how Bretonia works. I don't let him charge me. I get the charge. If I can hit him, I want to hit his bus with my bus because I've got 2 Blender Vampires and a Deathcaster. So I should be able to, shoot straight through it and not have an issue and be good. So you can see here I've got my dogs moving up towards the trebuchets and stuff like that. On turn 1, he charges 8 Pegasus Knights into my Crypt Horrors. And he moves his bus up like this. So I need like a 4 to touch his lance with all of his characters in it. And he put his Pegasus Knights into combat with my Crypt Horrors. He gets Wiston's Wild Force off on them, and I won't go into too much detail, but I will go into detail. What happens is those 8 Pegasus Knights beat 10 Crypt Horrors over 3 rounds of combat. And you can see here I've charged his lance with my bunker, and I've lost. And this is like the third turn because, as you can see, he's lost 2 Pegasus Knights. That includes my Terrorgeist screaming at him around 2. So I lose like 6 Crypt Horrors in the matter of like 2 turns somehow, and my bus doesn't break his. In fact, he has 2 Lords in that unit, and I've got Night Shroud, so I'm negating his Sword of Anti-Heroes, and he's striking last. I've got, Eternal Hatred, Red Fury, Strength 7, other Trickster Shard, and he's just making either his armor or his ward saves with a reroll. I remember one time he made 2 rerollable 5-up armor or ward saves, and he made both. And he only needed to fail 1 for his character to die. So we fight for several long, grueling turns. And I can't kill those Pegasus Knights. They're making their 4-up armors and their 6-up wards like nobody's business. And throughout the turns, he actually just straight up kills my vampire characters. He gets Wissons off irresistibly twice on 4 dice with... and I can't use my scroll. Like I knew that was a risk going in, but I'm expecting to be able to dispel it once. Even if it's the only spell I have to dispel, I'll let him have everything else. If I get 6 dice, I'll throw them. But he irresistibles it twice on 4 dice, so I lose my blenders after 2 or 3 turns of combat, and I lose my horrors, and the army just crumbles, and I lose game 1 0-20. So that was very disappointing. I have no problem losing. My problem was I felt as though I was letting the team down. You know, like they asked me to play with them because I've done well in the past. So um, I'm trying to live up to that. You know, and to their to what they're doing. So we end up getting close to max points again, but I really feel like I'm not contributing here. So we go to game 3 against Lizardmen, and I get put up against Lord Croak. I'm not too worried about this matchup. I mean, I know how to play it, and I know that and I know that I can just hold out and get a close, small draw, whatever. But I definitely don't want to smash my blender into all those unbreakable or into all those unbreakable temple guard, and get 3d6 off the board by Croak. So you can see here he Stinking Clouds me. I'm not able to really effectively beat that up. So we spend a lot of time moving around and such. Here's one of the big highlights. So turn 1, I 4 dice Purple Sun, Irresistible It. Goes straight through his Temple Guard bunker. He fails his Lookout Star on his BSB, who's also the guy who has the only MR in that unit. And he goes down the hole. So I'm feeling great about that. Now I'm going to be able to snipe out his 2 Saurus Lords, start working on Croak from range. And my Deathcaster promptly goes down the hole. So a bit of bad luck there. That was so brutal. I was so excited to be able to take him out. You can see here my bunker is getting low. He just keeps pounding me with that Croak spell. I'm dispelling when I can, raising guys when I can. I'm trying to get rid of some of the skink clouds that are on there. Fly my Terrorgeist over there to scream at Teto Echo if I can. Get these Crypt Horrors killing stuff, but the constant fleeing is causing me issues, as you can see right here. I punched some zombies into this unit here. You can see I've moved my bus back. I'm maneuvering my Terrorgeist around. Terrorgeist is flying back. You can see I'm raising up a bunch of skeletons and stuff like that, blocking out those Saurus so that they can't kill me. They're into my Crypt Horrors. They kill that. So what happens is on turn 6, I have that many skeletons that you see in this photo. I have like 17 or so, and a Vampire Lord, a Strigoi Ghoul King, and a Cairn Wraith. He proceeds to get a 10 or 11 dice Magic Face, something like that. He rolls very high on his first roll of 2 dice, like an 11, so plus like 4 so 15. I only have 5 dice, so 5 or 6 dice, so I decide not to dispel it. I'm not going to throw 3 dice at it. I'll wait for a lower roll. So it goes off, and he kills like 10 skeletons. He rolls very, very high on his roll. His next roll, he uses 3 dice and gets a 9. So, of course, I throw 3 dice at it, and I roll a 6 or something. So it goes off again, and it punks out all of these skeletons except for, I think, the champion and the banner. So we go to his next roll, and he rolls not too high, and I throw the rest of my dice at it and fail to dispel it again with my level 1. So it goes off again, and it leaves after hits are distributed, the Vampire Lord has 1 wound, and the Strigoi has 1 wound, and the Cairn Wraith has 1 wound. And he pops it one more time, and he does exactly enough wounds, and I fail exactly enough Ward and Regen saves that I lose all my characters in that bunker. So that was really, really unfortunate, and it sucked so bad to just get 0 points again for the team. It was very, very brutal. So we go to a game against Anthony, the Sustainable Center here. You can see my deployment. It's fairly standard. You can see Tony's feelings right here about this game. He knows, I know, that this matchup is terrible for him. I feel awful playing it because I feel like I'm not really doing much here. I'm pushing up and I'm death sniping. I'm using my Crypt Horrors to just pound all of his units because there's not a lot he can do against Crypt Horrors except for hopefully Doom Wheel them or Warp Lightning Cannon them off. My Blenders killed the Doom Wheel here, and the Crypt Horrors are going to pop into his Storm Vermin. I try to get cute here and move my Terrorgeist over. Now I figure one of the Warp Lightnings can see him, no big deal. I'll take a Warp Lightning shot. He can roll a 2 or a 4, and even still, he probably won't kill it. So during his magic phase, he throws like 5 or 6 dice at Crack Skull, and he needs like a 19 to hit my Terrorgeist, and he rolls a 24, and I fail my initiative check. So the Terrorgeist, after 4 games, his total kills is 1 Pegasus Knight. So very lackluster performance from him, but I feel like I'm also partially responsible. I'm sure there's some things I could have done better. I'm not playing my best here. I definitely don't feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm not playing poorly, but I'm not playing great. I'm not doing what I need to do for the team, and it really kills me to be doing that. So anyway, these Crypt Horrors hit the Storm Vermin, and they pound on them. There's not a whole lot they can do to them at toughness 5. So I try to, on turn 6, I go to charge his bunker because he slides all of his characters over to this last unit of slaves. I need a 12 to get in with my Cairn Wraith, but I'm thinking I cause terror, so maybe he fails a rerollable 10. And I'm probably not going to get in, so I can death snipe, the BSB out at least, or the Gracie or whatever. He passes terror check, and I roll double 6s on the charge with my Cairn Wraith to get in there. So I can't even snipe those characters out, but I get Van Hales and Doom and Darkness off, and I think maybe another Invo, and my Crypt Horrors pound those Storm Vermin out and break them and run them down. So I get a 15-5 here. And my last game is against Skaven, which I don't have any photos of, unfortunately. I was really focused here because we're still in the running to win the event because the guys are doing so well, and I'm not. But regardless, it's a good thing there's that point cap. Otherwise, it'd look even worse. So what happens is I get paired up against Skaven, and he has a Bell and some Storm Fiends, and his Storm Fiends I thought burrowed. I was told that they burrowed before the game from not from my opponent, but from someone else. And I could have taken Gaze and Nagash, but I didn't because I knew they would just burrow behind me, and I'm not going to turn my bunker around with all my Blender Vampires to Magic Missile those units out. I'll just hit his Storm Vermin or whatever. They don't burrow. So I take another spell, and I don't have Gaze and Nagash in this matchup, which is really painful. So we're playing the game, and at Unplugged, I was told when I was playing my Skaven that you randomize all ballistic-based shooting that goes into slaves. I didn't think this was correct because of the FAQ for Skaven, but I assumed it was an ETC rule. The ruling was handed down to me from a well-known ETC player and Masters guy and all that. So I was very surprised when in this game I told that to my opponent and he wasn't sure. I told him I thought so, but if it's wrong, I want to know. And the TO heard us discussing it, and he came over and made a ruling, and it was unfortunately in my favor. And we found out after the game that indeed ballistic shooting is not randomized. It's not an ETC rule. It's not anything like that. So I felt really terrible about that because it changed the game, and it was an obvious advantage for me. Even still, I had a chance to win the game big by hitting his Bell unit with my Blender Vampires. I needed a 7 on the dice for the charge, and I just didn't make it. And we're nearing the end of the game, and we just needed a few more points, like 4 more points or something like that, to have come in first, and we weren't able to, and I wasn't able to get them. I only got 6 points this game. So we ended up in 3rd place overall, which was both great and unfortunate because I felt even worse about my performance because if I had won even one of those games, there's a good chance that we could have taken overall. So it was very disappointing as far as that goes. But all my teammates played very well, especially Corey. He played Demons and he played Banner of the World Dragon 2 games and got 20-0 both games. One of the games was even against a Silver Knight or a Silver Helm bus that had 18 silver helms and 5 characters in it. And he was still able to pull out a 20-0 So my hat was off to Corey that weekend for the unbelievable wins he was able to pull off. And to all my teammates, I was very happy to play with you guys. Thank you guys again. I hope I get another chance to do another one of these. I'm gonna try one more, but my overall thoughts on the team format is that it's hard because you're not able to play for yourself, so you can't just do things that like you can't, like Anthony was saying, you can't risk losing the game big, because if you do, you're not just losing it for yourself, you're losing it for your team. And because of the point spread being 30 to 50, meaning you can't get lower than 30 points and you can't get higher than 50, it means that drawing is worth a lot of points. And so you're rewarded for a more cautious play style, which, if you paid attention to my videos, I go for big wins. I don't play cautious, because as far my personal experience is that it requires big wins to do well at these GTs. The team tournament was a totally different experience. I'm definitely going to try another one. I think I'll bring a Hammer Bros team to the next Bragging Rights team tournament. It'll be 9th edition, so who knows what it'll look like. But thank you guys for watching. Next up is the Mega Battle, and I look forward to hearing from you all. Thank you.